You have discovered the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. It's episode 11. It's been a couple months since we've done this. And the Marry Your Best Friend podcast is advertised as chats with John and Suzanne on life, love, and laughter. And Suzanne, today our episode is on One of Us Has Rules.
I wonder which one that is.
I have no idea. It can't be me.
I have written down a lot of rules.
Okay, so first off, a couple things before we start.
Okay.
We've been off the air for a couple months.
I know, because we have just been in demand elsewhere.
Even though it's not off the air, it's off the internets. So the internets that Al Gore created. Yeah, and our one fan has been asking us, when are you guys going to do a podcast? So Suzanne actually went on a vacation with our one friend. And
I did.
You had a good time.
Lots of fun. I had a girls' trip.
Yeah, so like you let me travel for a month. I was gone for like 5 weeks and couldn't podcast then. And then I got back, and then you went on a trip, and then we went on a trip together, and you've been to see Adele.
I know. It was fantastic.
And evidently from the shirt that you're wearing, you've been to see John Mayer.
Yes, my beloved.
Multiple times. I think I do have a rule about not posting more pictures of John Mayer than me. You do. You like your profile picture more, and even
it's not a profile picture
on your phone right now. Am I on there, or is your husband on there, or is John Mayer on there?
John Mayer was on there,
yes.
But now it's Melvin the goat.
Oh, okay, good. I'm in good company. John Mayer, Melvin, and then me. So can't wait. Okay, so we are talking about rules, and we just got back from traveling together, which for people who travel, I get into a solo mode when I travel because I'm kind of a travel ninja, and I know
you
just
are
where
a
to go.
travel ninja.
Well, it's one of the things I know how to do well.
Yeah.
And whether that's in a car, whether that's in a van, or whether it's in by commercial airfare or corporate client guest who has planes, anything of that nature. Oh, you even flew on a corporate plane.
I did. First time ever.
What was it like, by the way?
It was very fancy. And you know what we did the whole time?
Hold on. My client, so it was great. He asked me to come for a meeting, and I said I couldn't because I was going to be here watching the animals and my mom and all that kind of stuff. And you were going to Vegas to see Adele. Mm-hmm. Big women's weekend. You're all excited about it.
Super
and
fun.
So instead of me flying out to see him, he flew here to see me. And then you guys got...
We hitched a ride back.
You hitched a ride back. So,
yeah.
I don't want to act like we're all fancy and everything because you did come back on my corporate airline, Southwest, on the way back.
Yeah, but we were missing our hashtag VIP status.
Oh, you
sure.
were? You were.
Coming back on that.
Actually, I'm a Delta guy, but Southwest, if you're going to Las Vegas from Indianapolis, there's only Southwest and Allegiant that go nonstop.
Yeah, we sat on the runway
for a couple of hours. Not on the private plane. Okay, so tell me about the private plane experience. What was that like?
Private plane was awesome because you know what we did? We ate the whole time, pretty much. Like that little flight attendant, she was just going back and bringing us more things, whatever. It just went super fast because we ate the whole time.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was super fun. And the bathroom was really fancy. When I came back from the bathroom, I said, Sherry, when you go to the bathroom, I want you to take your phone and take some pictures. And she opened the wrong door, and it was like an exit door.
Oh,
the
luggage.
flight attendant had to come in there and tell her, no, don't go out that way. And we felt kind of dumb, but we were laughing the whole time.
But the whole point is,
fun.
so I will admit, I may have one or two travel rules that I like to follow. Like when you're traveling with
travel
me.
is just a section in the unit, in the thesis that I have written.
So here's the whole thing. So this is our 11th
rules.
podcast. The first 10 podcasts, I actually had notes. I had things written down that I wanted us to talk about and joke about. This time, this is your podcast. I have like literally nothing to say because you said we're going to talk about all your rules. And then you started writing. And what's funny is I'll see you over in the corner writing, cracking yourself up.
It's because my life is just one big joke.
But to me, I don't think these are that big. There's just... Rules to me are just things
so many rules.
Well, there aren't that many rules.
So many rules.
Okay, maybe a couple. I have a 12-year rule. I've talked about that before. 12-year rule.
I don't abide by that.
No, but a 12-year rule. I think a 12-year rule started with my friend Dave Alder for years ago. When I think I've shared this before on the podcast. When we were in a hotel room together, and he went to a bar and was talking to this lady who, we got back to the room and he said, I had a really nice conversation tonight. I said, with that old lady? And he goes, old lady? She's like my age. And I said, yeah, Dave, but you could have talked to some younger women. And he said, a normal man has a 12-year window of appropriateness. And I think this is a good rule. So if you're 30, you have about 12 years. You can approach and find women attractive to 35 to maybe 24,
Okay.
6. Yeah, so 12 years. Okay. And a normal man, as you get older,
I don't think that, but you said something there that you can find attractive.
Well, you should find attractive.
Well,
like here's the whole thing.
There are some yummy little young.
Oh dear Lord! If I'm 50 years of age, I should not be looking at women in their 20s.
I'm not
or
blind.
30s, honestly. And here's my problem. I live by the 12-year rule, and I would feel guilty looking at somebody who was outside of that window. You, on the other hand, like Zac Efron and all these other young hot guys.
Yeah, not so much him anymore.
Oh, did he get fat?
No.
He just doesn't do it for you anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. But the whole point
He's
is...
older now. Maybe that's it.
It's not 12 years. You misinterpreted the rule. You thought it was 12 years below you and 12 years ahead of you.
I know.
So
you got 12 years all around.
12 years, that's the rule. Okay, so I'm giving up.
Anyway.
I'm going to let you share some rules that you think that I have. But I do have a 12-year rule. I have some travel rules. The number one travel rule? What's the number one travel rule?
Don't question what you say. Just do
That's not it.
That is totally it.
No.
Just do what you say.
Number one travel rule is keep up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep moving, because it's like we don't go to the bathroom. We don't go walk over to the shop. You get through security, and you get to the passport line quickly.
Even if you have a 2-hour or a 5-hour, like we had the other day, 5-hour layover, why are we running through the airport?
Because there's an entire plane of people behind you that have to go through passport control, and it's best to beat them.
5 hours. What are we going to do for 5 hours?
We're not staying in passport line.
Well, whatever. We didn't do anything much better.
It was much better, relaxing.
Okay,
go ahead. Give me your rule.
All right. Number one rule in the homestead.
Okay.
No clutter.
Oh, I hate clutter.
You hate it so much. And you get that from your mom. Your mom is she has to throw everything away.
Where do you get your stacking ability?
That
Instead of throwing stuff away, it's just stacked.
You know why?
Stacking is not storage.
No, because you're not here to go through all your stacks. The stacks that are stacked up.
Okay, no clutter. Move on. Next.
Not my stacks.
This is not funny. This is supposed to be a show that's humorous. There's
nothing that doesn't have to be on the countertops, like normal people. Nothing on the countertops. So I knew you loved me when, for an anniversary, you gave me a paper towel holder that was allowed to go on the countertop.
Well,
that was my gift.
I like a clean countertop. When you walk into a hotel room, it's like clean. It's sleek. There's not supposed to be a bunch of stuff on it.
You were literally laying down your neuroses for me, so that was true love.
Okay.
It was a paper towel holder.
And look at your counters now. You have coffee maker. You have an ice machine maker.
They're all the same color, and they're all by.
You have a soda stream. You have a toaster. You have a jar that holds things. You have
what jar?
A mixer. You have.
Yes, and they're all in areas like the cooking things are together, the drinking things are together.
But
they either have a cover.
Clean.
Where are you going to put all that stuff?
All right.
Are you in the kitchen? Do you use the kitchen?
Okay, so
that's another rule is
more of a
he likes
suggestion.
He likes to keep a clean car. Now I don't complain about the clean car. I like the clean car, but I am not the only one in my car ever.
Okay,
it's not ever just me. And when you come,
I think a majority of our listeners will agree that it's nice to have a clean car.
It is nice to have a clean car, but when you come back home from a trip and say you've been driving in your car or
candy wrappers?
No, nothing to do with candy wrappers. You take all the large objects that are in your car that are very random, and you just put them in my car as if it were a storage unit or like one of those pods.
It's a Suburban.
And you just put it in there and you leave it in there, and then your car is nice and clean.
I have a tiny car.
I go to Kroger or Tractor Supply, and I lift my trunk to put feed or whatever, and it is full of your shit.
Okay, this program is for children. You shouldn't.
Okay, but that's what happens.
A Suburban is kind of a storage unit.
No,
there's a huge area in the back.
But then
behind the back seat.
Then when you get in my car and you go, this car is a mess.
Well, when I'm talking about a mess, I'm talking about when you go through a drive-through and you get food for the kids. I don't know, throw it away.
I do if I
and
see
when you
it.
take
If
the little
they're
things off the
behind me,
straw, throw the thing away. Or like if you're having French fries, I don't know, maybe pick up the ones that fall between the seats instead of just leaving them there. Instead of waiting until I go and get it detailed and I go, oh dear God, look at this, and I start gagging.
your he gags when he brushes his teeth. That doesn't even mean
I do have a gag reflex.
anything. Okay, here, everything has to match.
Everything does have to match.
And not in a conceptual way. Excuse me. Everything has to match. So I bought these.
Are you enjoying this podcast?
Oh, I love it so much. It's good therapy.
I don't.
I bought these sheets, and they are very mutely mint green, almost like a Tiffany.
I thought it was St. Patrick's Day when I walked in there.
Please.
And nothing in our room is green. We have like
have green in our beds.
We have burgundy and
we have a green quilt
beige.
on our bed.
That's a quilt that goes under the comforter.
That actually goes over the sheets. So all
under the
things are over the sheets. Anyway,
so you bought green sheets, not because they're
not green. I bought them because they were very soft.
Yeah, hold on. You're the cheap one according to our kids. You bought them why? Because they're on sale, I bet.
No, I got them at BJ's Wholesale Club. And they were very
they were
economical.
They were economical and they were green. Did they not have white?
No, they did not.
No white or cream. So you just said, I know that our sheets are normally white or cream. I'm going to buy these green ones.
They're fun. And nobody's going to see them but me anyway. Or you.
Seafoam.
Barely. Anyway, so I put them on. And I'm going to read from my book here because I want to make sure that I get it word for word. Did they match? Not so much. Did I care? Not so much. Did he care? Oh, period, sweet, period, baby, period, Jesus, period. We went to bed not speaking because I literally am saying this as you said it. I disrespected him somehow because the Tiffany blue sheets did not match. When we were first married, you wanted me to iron the sheets. Do you remember?
I did want you to iron the sheets. Oh my gosh, have you slept on iron sheets? It feels so good when you lift up and you slide in.
Have you ironed sheets?
No wrinkles. That's not really the point.
Has anybody ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm? Because I'm married to a clone of Larry David.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
It was a little disrespected by green sheets.
You were so mad. We literally went to bed angry as if I had done something so wrong.
Well,
that I bought some sheets that felt good to your skin that we put on. They were clean. I put them on the bed. You got in from a trip.
First off.
And you got in that nice clean bed, but the sheets did not match.
They didn't match, and I couldn't go to sleep. I literally couldn't close my eyes because they didn't match. And we'll have a whole episode on the bed because, like, I hate our bed. You love our bed. Every single night I'm in that bed, I complain about that bed.
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't make me happy. And so when I'm already in that mode, because first off, we're in a sleep number bed. She's on like 10,
I'm on 35 or
whatever,
40.
and I'm at 100. And which
that's true.
What this creates is a chasm of height and depth to the point that when she's laying at 25 or whatever, and I'm up at 100, I feel like I'm on a cliff, like I'm sliding off, and I'm always holding on to the edge. I have to admit
that I switched at one point just to see what you were feeling like, and did it. And it is not super comfortable to be like that. But we could find a happy medium, but you're not willing to find a happy medium.
Well, anyway.
Your happy medium is hard.
The whole point is I will admit that I had a hard time closing my eyes and going to sleep on green sheets.
Yeah, well.
You're
just anal.
The Jolly Green Giant, he was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid.
Every little thing sets you off.
Green Army Men, I like them. Every little thing sets me off.
Yeah, every little thing sets you off. I would like for our listeners to imagine me going through menopause and also having a daughter going through
puberty.
Yeah, that was pretty bad for you.
That was great. Life is good. Okay, so are that all the rules? All right, we've talked about all the rules.
We're not even close. I think that life with you before we had kids, because we were married 7 years before we had kids.
We were.
And
I just want to make everybody know all of our kids are from Suzanne's first marriage. Your first marriage. Keep going.
My first marriage? They are clones of you. But we waited 7 years. And I think that life with you prepared me for life with our children.
Okay.
The temper tantrums, the acting out, and
The loving hugs, always saying I love you and I appreciate you. Like our kids do.
autism prepared me for autistic children.
Great. Thanks.
I'm just reading from my
We have a
notes
positive
here.
view of autism. Okay, so
We
are
do
you,
have a positive view of autism.
Okay, are you done?
No. Let me see if I can.
You literally have pages and pages of comments about my rules.
I do.
Okay.
Oh, here's a good one. The next rule is about my grandfather clock. The clock that was in my family.
Yep,
My
you grew up
entire life, I grew up with this clock.
Your dad gave it to your mom on a wedding anniversary? Or
No, I don't know. She bought it herself. Who knows? But I had it.
I thought there was a plaque in there that says.
There is a plaque in there, and it's
Anyway, but you grew up with this grandfather
yeah. I
clock.
grew up with this grandfather clock going off all my life. It's very comforting to me.
It is. And the funny thing about that clock, though, is when your mom and dad went through their divorce, it was pretty amicable, except for like
The china and the clock.
the china and the clock. Like, why did your dad care about having a grandfather clock?
I think just to piss off my mom.
Yeah, but anyway, so when your father passed,
That's the only thing that I really wanted from from all of that.
and
from
Judy,
the house.
who is John's wife of 10 plus years,
She didn't like the clock.
Well,
so she was happy to give it to
I
me.
love Judy. Yeah,
Yeah, I love Judy too. She's good.
And I guess
But anyway, she gave
we
me
share this. But keep going.
She gave me the clock, and you were very sweet
I brought it back.
to drive all the way down there and bring the dining room table for
Mm-hmm.
John, Andrew, and Natalie because they wanted that,
Yep.
and the grandfather clock for me. So I was like focused on this grandfather clock, very excited, and we decided to put it in our front room, which is adjacent to our bedroom.
Right.
And when you are home, it is not allowed to be on, like the chimes can't be
Well,
on.
I don't mind it during the day, but like every 15 minutes when you're sleeping, to hear those dongs going off, and I feel like I'm in London, it wakes you up every 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you don't turn it off. You get mad at me for not turning it off. So you'll lay in bed and not sleep all night and complain
So I'm not going
about
to talk
it.
about the clock. I'm going to talk about enablement of your children. It's like you still fix them breakfast because maybe you haven't taught them how to make their own. Maybe if you would show me how to turn off the sounds in the clock, I would do it.
You know what? When we're done with this, I'm going to show you
Are
that
you?
it's just one thing that you just go whoop like that, and it's all done.
Well, if it was my clock, I'd probably do it. But since it's yours, I'll go ahead and let you have
Yeah.
have fun with
Okay.
that, 'cause I don't want to break it.
So something that's very comforting for me, I can't do when you're home. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to pick and choose. Oh, we have rules about laundry.
We do have rules about laundry. Everybody has rules about laundry, like the way
Yeah.
certain pants are folded and certain shirts are folded and socks. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, and also, and I kind of agree with this one. It's just a pain in it's a hitch in my get along that nothing wet can go in the hamper
Oh dear God! You ruined my clothes.
or
when
damp.
Well, no, but you put a wet towel in the hamper and it ruins the shirts underneath it.
Well, maybe don't put the shirts that have to go to the cleaners in the same hamper that towels have to go in.
Maybe don't have a. That doesn't make sense. That's like
it does,
that's where
'cause
you
you
put
put
the
your-
dirty clothes.
No, exactly. So where am I going to put wet towels?
You hang them up to dry.
In my very spacious laundry
but why
room
would
that
you
has a
take-
drying rack. Oh, wow.
Why would you take wet towels and put them in the laundry? This is when I wish we had callers, because a caller would always agree with me and go, "You're right."
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's incorrect, but I'm saying that maybe we could find a better system there instead of you just getting out of control angry about it.
Okay.
And, God forbid that I've had a crazy week, but you've come home from making a living and all the laundry is not done, and you
Well, it's.
often say, "What have you done this week?"
I never say what you've done this week. And typically, this is when I've been
What
on the
have
road
you
for a
done
couple
this
of
week?
weeks, and I come home and I go, "I need underwear, or I need t-shirts, or I need," and I buy underwear and t-shirts quite often.
Was it
because
in
of
the hamper a week ago? Oh my God. There's 3 of us here and I'm doing
Okay,
all of our laundry.
Caller number 1. Yes. How often do you do your laundry? At least once a week. Why, thank you for calling. I appreciate your call. Once a week. I don't think that's too much to ask. Once a week.
Okay. How about
These are rules.
rules for vacation? You want to do rules for vacation? That seems to be
Suzanne.
next.
Sure.
If we do everything that you say,
I enjoyed the first 10 episodes of this.
if we do everything that you say, it will work out.
Well, first off, when we are going on a vacation
And that's true.
and we have 7 days or 8 days, I do schedule each day to where, and I schedule rest. I schedule time for you to relax.
You very seldom schedule rest. Let's talk, when we went to Europe and that famous day of when you got to go be with the Pope and everything. Remember that?
Oh, you're talking that trip to Italy?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. The reason you got to do that great thing is because all three of us came to you and said, may we please have a day off? Could we just like sleep today and maybe not?
I look at it now because that day
Is very special to you.
That's probably why I'm Catholic and nobody else is, because I got to meet the Pope and I had an opportunity to spend time in
It
his
was
presence.
ordained by the Lord for you to do that.
It was. And then that special moment when I got stuck and was walking with all the priests.
That was
in a
pretty cool
processional,
for you.
It was.
Yeah. So it all worked out. But see how,
It all worked out. So you're telling me that the only reason why you guys missed the Pope was because I wore you out the week before?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think you probably wouldn't have had, if you would have been dragging all of us with you, you wouldn't have
That's
been
the whole
able to do all that stuff.
No, it's true. I can usually do more things solo by myself. We just went on a trip where we were with royals, and usually when I'm traveling by myself, I can have a cigar with a certain royal and have a good time. And
You went and had cigars and left me in the hotel.
yeah, but those
whole night.
those cigars are my friends. But that didn't really
It
count.
wasn't my choice who you had cigars with.
That's true.
It was the night you were with the king.
Yes, but that particular royal smokes nice Cuban cigars, and they're nice. Anyway, keep going. Rules.
Okay. You are the travel guru. Mm-hmm. Okay. And awesome things happen when we just follow
Directions.
Yes. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's
believe
about
you have a
how
whole
I'm not allowed to
journal.
hang pictures or decorate on my own. Okay, that's a whole section.
Hold on, you just passed that section, but
Unless it's Christmas or the holidays, I am not allowed to decorate or hang pictures on my own.
well, yeah, you
Yeah.
did one room upstairs, and I was out of town, and you decorated.
After you put all the furniture in and told me where I could hang the...
Yeah, but I have not corrected that room.
You haven't, and you're not.
I know, but there's certain things about that room that I don't really enjoy.
Well, you don't sleep in there, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's a guest room, and based on the comfortableness of our bed, I might be soon.
Okay. Travel rules. Okay.
We've already covered travel.
No,
rules.
this is the real one. The
Does that say
concept.
section 2?
Yeah, it does. It says section 2. So, travel rules, these are literally things that you say to us as the children and I are packing to go on a trip. And I wrote these out so that I could have a discussion with Natalie when we go on family vacation, because she hasn't traveled abroad with you yet, so she doesn't know what to expect, and she's a crier. So I wanted to make
She is
sure
very
she knew.
sensitive.
Okay. Number 1, you carry your own bag.
Yes.
If your
every
bag
trip.
is too big to carry, then you change it.
That's a good rule.
Yes. Okay. Number 2.
Let's make this a positive section. These are things for those of you that want to travel internationally. Listen to these great suggestions.
Actually, they're not super bad,
Okay,
but
keep
it's
going.
just you're so
You do need to carry your own
militant about it that if
Well,
you're
and
not
I-
prepared and you're traveling with you,
And I
then
did buy
it's a
luggage
little
for everybody so
overwhelming.
they could pull their own bag.
Yes, and if it doesn't fit in the bag, then you take something out.
That's correct.
Okay. Number 2, all in caps, consolidate. Mm-hmm. Consolidate, consolidate, consolidate.
Great rule.
Okay. Number 3, when you come into a hotel room, just stand back for the steward sweep.
I do prefer for you not even to be in the room when I first get to the hotel room.
Pillows, extra blankets, bedspreads, countertops, clutter, anything like that. And
Well,
when
hold on,
I'm
there's a
not
reason-
with you, the coffee maker goes in a closet.
Well, here's the whole thing. I walk into a room, anything that's not permanently attached to the countertops or that's supposed to be there, it does get put in a closet. So clocks, all those little restaurant things, the menus, all the little things there. And there's a reason for it. It's not just because I don't like clutter.
I know.
The reason for it is when I'm leaving the next day or whenever I'm checking out, I can do a quick scan of the room. And if there's anything out that I know it's
And it's
mine,
smart.
I'm forgetting it.
You're very good at what you do. I have to give you props. But you just, all I'm saying is
I do
that
feel sorry for
there
the maid.
are
The reason why I always
rules.
leave a nice tip, because then when they open the closet up and there's like everything in the room, is there like any extra coverlets or pillows or any of that kind of stuff? So, yes.
And This is your forte. This is what you do best. Do not be messy in a hotel room. This is where I really needed to bring it home to the kids. Do not be messy in a hotel room in any capacity near your view.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's like A under this one. This is for A. I'm an English teacher. I can't help it. If in an Airbnb, kitchen needs to be all clean, food needs to be organized and put away properly.
That's true.
Even though you will not be the one cooking in the kitchen.
Well, I just don't like to walk into an Airbnb kitchen and see a whole bunch of clutter. And especially if you're sharing the
Simmons
house.
family about
If you're sharing a house with other families, then that's
Share
considerate. Because we
house
couldn't
with
have
them.
like their food and our food just all out and just like.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. Throw away trash anywhere you are. This is enforced by both of us.
Okay.
Okay. Just want to say I support you on that.
Okay.
Okay, number
I
6.
thought you were saying, is this like when I pick up trash on the ground all the time? 'Cause
Or
I can't believe people throw trash on the
no,
ground.
just like in the house. Like you don't have a drink from Whataburger and leave it on the table.
Well, that's true.
You drink it and you throw it away.
Okay, good.
Okay. Number 6, all in caps, be on time. That's a struggle for a lot of us. For all activities, because there are many activities
done?
scheduled. And if you, now this is exactly what I've written. And if you are in charge, there will be many activities. We as a family have,
I'm a
we've
good
already talked
scheduler.
about that. Yeah, you are. Number 7, basically, you will get the most out of a trip if you just do what he says. That's a whole number 7.
Okay, here's what I have for travel rules. Don't check bags.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Number 8.
God.
Thank yous go a long way.
They do. Every man in the world wants gratitude.
Yes, they all want the big piece of chicken.
Well, if you pay for a trip, if you take the vacation, if you do all that kind of planning and go to Sam's and buy all the food once you get there, and it's just nice when a kid goes, "Hey, Dad, thanks."
Yeah.
That happened one time. I remember back in like 2008 or 9. One of the kids said thank you.
One of the kids.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
I'm sure it
but,
was J. Daniel.
yeah. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Thanks for the vacation.
Yeah.
I think that was when we were at the Space Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh,
Hey, Dad. Thanks.
thanks.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah. It'll forever be engraved in your mind because it is more or less than often. Yep. Number 9, don't butt in if there is a problem. Now,
What do you mean by that?
if you get to the hotel or to the activity or whatever, and it is not as it is supposed to be, our family just leaves him at the counter and we all just take one step back. One step back and just let him do his thing because A, we really don't want to be associated with what might happen next. But B, we like what's going to happen next. So we just let him do his thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kids are in on this with you?
Yeah. It may be uncomfortable, but you will fix it.
But one time I fixed it, yeah.
You fix it all the times, but sometimes we just want to disengage.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll
so here's
I'll give
we'll
you a
finish
break.
these rules. Okay, thank you. Because you spent 28 minutes talking about rules that I have. That I don't
This
really
is
know if
what I
have.
live with every day, and there are more.
Okay, here.
Trash
I have like
can
4 rules.
rules,
When I knew you were going to do
mail
this,
rules.
I wrote like 4 rules. There are mail rules. Okay, but here's
Bathroom rule.
I've got like 4 rules. That's it. Be authentic. I don't like people who are fake,
Well, I don't either, and I don't think I'm fake at all.
and I don't hang around them, and I just don't like them. On the internet, I don't like trolls. I don't like people that always.
People suck.
Well, it's like if they don't have the opportunity to actually say it to my face, then just
But you know what you do?
what do I do?
You pour a little gas on the fire.
I don't pour gas on the fire. I have
You
a
like
very,
to get people riled up. Don't you even tell me you don't.
I am blessed
you
with
just
liberal
grin.
and conservative friends, and sometimes I may post something that I may agree with, I may not agree with, or kind of think I'm wondering if I'm going to agree with it, and then I do sit back and watch, kind of.
Yeah, you
have
like to light the
conversations.
fire and then just go hee hee hee. Look what
Another rule I
started.
have. Another rule I have, and this was one where when I took the boys down to watch one of the shuttle launches, I will never forget the gentleman standing next to me who is a shuttle launch veteran.
Oh, he went up in the shuttle.
And he said, no, he was just there for the launches a bunch.
And
And the kids had their
like
cameras.
a veteran, like he'd done it before.
Kids had their cameras, and I had my phone and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, are you guys going to take pictures? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, why don't you not? See all those guys right in front of you? And like all the professional photographers are down there with their really massive lenses. He said, why don't you just let them take the pictures and you guys just experience it?
Oh.
And that was one of the coolest things because, and I was really impressed. Like when you went to Las Vegas, you didn't post that much. You enjoyed the weekend with your girlfriend.
Yeah, we didn't. Sherry took a lot of pictures because she's really better than I am. But
I love your composition in pictures. It's always
just
your face over here, and then they're like the rest of the room over here. Like you never really think about it. You just kind of snap and go, don't you?
I do just kind of snap and go. But I like to be in the moment. John Andrew took pictures this week,
but it's important to be in the moment.
I didn't even take. I didn't take any.
So he went to the John Mayer concert with you, is what you're saying. So he took pictures of the concert. Yeah. So I think another one of my rules is put the phone down. Enjoy the moment.
I agree with you on that, 100%.
It's also, and I guess it's also a rule: don't listen to the radio in the car.
Oh, that is so not my rule.
I love that time. I'll drive, like today, I'm going to drive 10, 11 hours after we're done here.
You'll be on the phone the whole time.
No, but I won't be listening to the radio. I might watch a movie.
You will be on the phone the whole time. Yeah. Being in the car with you
it's fun.
It's
awesome.
You just have to be quiet because he's on the phone the whole time. That's the other thing. If he gets a phone call, you're not allowed to have a phone call.
Okay, we're gonna finish this up. I'm gonna run through this. Okay, so I went on the internet. Remember I talked about Al Gore? He invented the internet. And if you go to the internet and you ask for rules for couples, it pulls up all kinds of different things. So here are some rules for couples. And since this show is about our marrying a best friend,
are you mad that I talked about all your rules?
No, it's fine. Those aren't all my rules to begin with.
Oh no, there's more. There's so many more, but those are big ones.
I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was you think those are rules, and
they are because if I don't abide by it, then you holler at me.
Well, but you're interpreting my suggestions and a best
your
friend
loud suggestions. You're very aggressive suggestions.
But rules just sounds. I don't know. First off, Natalie has learned being a steward. Do rules apply to stewards to begin with?
The rules apply to Stuart, but if the stewards follow the rules, the stewards are going to have a good time and they're going to go first class in everything.
Well, my father would always say stewards don't really follow the rules. But here we go. Rules for couples.
Okay.
I think these will be good ones for us to talk about. From sources across the web. Be critical without hurting your partner.
Oh, did I hurt your feelings?
I'm not.
Did I hurt your feelings for real?
We're not talking about that right now. I'm a little sensitive. We'll talk about it off the mic.
Oh, gosh. You are so sensitive. If there is a woman in this relationship, it is him.
Okay. Rule number 2, appreciate each other. I appreciate you. Do you appreciate me?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You're my favorite.
Communicate.
You're my favorite, John.
There you go. Communicate. That's not even true.
It is.
Oh my gosh! It's after John Mayer, after John Hamm, I'm probably after John McEnroe even because you liked white shorts when you were growing up. Okay, communicate. Rule: we need to communicate. We do communicate. Never go to bed angry.
We did on those green sheets.
And you changed them
out of spite, but yeah, I did change them.
Still, it was good. Never go to bed angry. We do try to not go to bed angry. If we are angry, it usually will carry on to the next day, and it gets bad. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just need to not engage, and I think maybe if that's at nighttime and we're both tired.
So the next rule for couples: spend quality time together.
We definitely do that.
Yes,
even if it's little bits.
Quality time is one of your 5 love languages.
One of my 5. You say I have all the love languages.
Every one of them.
Am I needy?
The next one: give each other space. And I
think we do that too.
I don't think people understand. Like I literally, when I went away you gave me a month. I needed a road trip. I had a lot on my mind, and you're like, go. You came and joined me. I mean, like I went to Texas.
Yeah, I did come for one race.
Well, no. I wanted to go be with. It was very important for me to visit my father's graveside on the 1-year anniversary of his passing. Mm-hmm. You gave me that freedom. Then I went to St. Louis, and you met me there. Mm-hmm. That was nice. And then I drove out to the west and went to Portland and California.
I miss you when you're gone.
I know, but you gave me that freedom. I got to see so many friends. I got to be with people I really love and cherish, and it was awesome. So I
wasn't worn out. It would be different, I think, if the kids were small.
But giving each other space.
I think that we have cultivated a good environment where we feel like if you need some space, you'll tell me and we'll be okay about it.
That. I mean, like a lot of couples would not let their spouse go away for a long time.
Sometimes I think I need it too,
Okay, next
Need
one,
a
honesty.
break from the rules.
Got to be honest with each other. Another one, love unconditionally. I think
Well,
we do.
definitely.
Practice
vote yes on that.
forgiveness. That's part of saying I'm sorry. Okay.
We've already talked about how you think I don't ever say I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you feel that way. That's one of your great lines. Okay, celebrate the special days. We do celebrate the special days.
We do. Sometimes we celebrate until we're celebrated out.
Yeah, we do celebrate. And you are the best. I think it's because you're a teacher of always decorating the house for birthdays and all that kind of stuff and special days. And we celebrate the anniversary of the day we met.
Well, I'm like,
In March.
I'm a
We
woman of
celebrate-
tradition.
And we celebrate our engagement day.
Well, we acknowledge it. I don't think we celebrate it.
I always try to celebrate it.
You do a good job.
Yeah. And then, so celebrate the special days. Next one, have sex generously.
Oh, my Lord.
Well,
I
hold on.
knew you would somehow slide something in like that.
Time out. You think I made these
Slide
rules
it
out?
in. Did you get that?
Oh, dear God.
I'm here all week, folks.
These are rules from the internet, so it's not John's rules. But hug as often as you can. I love our kids that let me hug them.
Or one.
No, actually, all three of them will
Actually,
let me hug them.
yeah, they do.
John Andrew, I just stick my arms out. He'll come in. I get to hug him.
You're very huggy, and I'm very huggy, and
Well-
I think they've just come to accept it, even if they don't.
Oh, dear
like
God.
it.
So we were traveling, and one of my greatest fears of having Suzanne around
Was this
royals
last week
Yeah.
or 2 weeks ago, whenever.
was I told her, you can't touch them.
I'm super touchy. Yeah, I have
And
to
I just
really
had
be
this
careful.
big fear of you meeting like the King of Sweden and just holding your arms out going, oh, it's so good to meet you.
I know, and I almost touched. Who did I almost touch? The
Princess
princess.
Sama.
I did. Like
Saudi
I had to
Arabia.
like
first
reel
off,
it in.
She's an amazing, lovely lady.
She's so lovely
and she's beautiful. And
very, very
she's a
accessible.
champion. Well, within Saudi Arabia, she is a champion for women and women's rights and women's education. And she's really a big supporter of women in scouting and stuff. Amazing woman.
She's just lovely, and
But
I
there's a
wanted to
moment
touch
when I
her
looked
so
over
bad
at you. There's a
'cause-
moment when I looked at you because you were like 2 inches away from her. She was like standing between the two of us. And I look at you and you give me the look like, look, I'm not touching.
I'm not touching. I'm not touching.
Yeah. And then when she extended her hand, then you can.
Yeah, but I just kind of wanted to, pat her on the back or just, I just
God.
can't help it. That's just the way I am.
Remember the Stewarts? They're the ones that. Okay. Hug as often as you can. We talked about that. Intimacy. So create intimacy. That's very important. Keep dating each other. I think it's important for couples to still go on dates and go have fun.
I think
try
we
to
do
dates.
that for sure.
we
Even if
do a
it's
lot.
just in the daytime.
What happens to us is we plan things or we pay for things and then something happens like
We don't
John Mayer. I couldn't go on the date and your son said, I'll go, Mom. So he had a good time. And then this Friday I have comedy tickets for a great comedian. And
it was your idea even.
no,
You
they're all
wanted
my
to see
ideas.
that guy.
But anyway, so you're going with our family.
Yeah.
Okay, keep dating each other. Let your partner influence you. What does that mean? Let your partner influence you.
Well, I'll tell you what that means for me is that I think that you really encourage me to do things outside of my comfort zone.
Good.
I wouldn't do a lot of things. I don't know. I don't think that I would be the person I am if I didn't try new things, and I don't always want to try new things, and you encourage me to try new things.
When I read let your partner influence you, I thought it was going to be like about politics. Like, hey, I want you to feel this way about the economy. Okay, never fight in front of your children. Oh my gosh. First off, this is like
This doesn't apply to our
No,
family
no.
at all.
Father knows best. Is it Betty? What was her name?
No, Betty was the daughter.
What was the
How do I not know that?
I don't know, Jim and something Anderson. Jim and anyway, sorry.
Thanks a lot.
No,
Now I
but-
need to Google it.
No, but I remember one episode of him stepping out and they had an argument, but they had to do it outside the house, away from the children. I think our kids have learned how to fight very well by watching you and I.
I think they came out of the womb fighting, all of them.
Our family, one of the bad things in our family that we identified through therapy was that we always want to place blame on somebody.
Yeah. In fact, we had a therapist one time say, I have never had a family that chooses blame over more than anything. And we had to really, was
and you
like
picked
10
that
years
therapist.
ago. And we had to really, yeah. And I was like, I'll tell
You're
you
at
which
fault.
one. I'll tell you which one does that. No,
So never
we had to
fighting in
really
front of the
work at
children.
that.
I don't know if I agree with that. I understand that we don't fight in front of the children, but they've heard us argue quite often.
We fight.
So do we fight? Okay.
And then you fight. Well, we all do. Fight with each other.
The worst thing is when I stand up for you in front of the kids. Like if one of the kids, like if you're having an argument with one of the kids and I step in because I'm going to protect the woman that I love, this is your mother. And then you flip and take their side.
That's not true.
Oh my gosh. Then all of a sudden
You just
I'm the
get
bad
really
guy.
mad, and I don't need to have that much mad.
I do
just
get mad
need to
when they
have the
disrespect
little
me.
bit of mad that I already have. I don't need the extra dollop of mad.
Okay, so prioritize your relationships. I mean, yeah, I don't fax you anymore.
Wouldn't know how to get one.
No, but it's funny because it's like how you communicate back and forth and how you prioritize your relationship. One of the priority things for me is when I travel is always making sure I know what's going on locally with the weather, and I usually watch WTHR wherever I'm traveling, whatever time zone, because I want to know what the local weather's like.
Yeah, because we are weather freaks.
Well, and I know
Jay Daniel
what's
freaks out
happening in the
about the
news.
weather. Jules freaks out about the weather.
We talk as much when I'm traveling as when I'm home.
Probably
That's
more.
a priority, and we talk all the time. The kids still feel our presence, that kind of stuff. Prioritizing a relationship, sitting down and actually talking is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one, respect. We do respect each other.
You think we do?
Well, I'm moving past that one quickly.
Because I don't know if you think that I respect you very much.
Well, you disrespected me with green sheets.
The green sheets, yeah.
Spare some time for yourself. I think that's an important thing for couples. To carve out your own time, whether it's me on a horse or me.
Own time is in by
driving.
yourself or together by yourself?
I think it's by yourself. Spare
Okay.
time for yourself. That makes you a better
Okay.
couple. Stay in touch with your friends. I think that's something that everybody needs to be very intentional about, still reaching out. And, that's important to me. I try to keep relationships with, we are both tremendously blessed with people that we went to school with and we lived with when we were first growing up. And just, we are blessed with some really good friends. And it's important to stay in touch with your friends. I'm glad that you still have guy friends. I'm glad that you still let me. I mean, you don't let me have girlfriends. You encourage me.
Most of your friends are women. So, I mean, what can I?
Well, no, but you encourage me to still stay in touch with them. And I always share, I talked to Gail today, or I talked to Michelle, or I talked to...
But they're also my friends, so it's not like they're the strange woman that I don't know
because they've
about.
stolen them. Anyway, be respectful.
Stole your
Okay, so
friends.
not only respect, but be respectful. The last two, boundaries.
I think that's probably my hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
Setting boundaries. It's
Yeah.
important in a relationship.
Because I don't like conflict. And sometimes when you set a boundary, then that makes conflict arise. And I don't like that. So I just comply.
Okay, so the last one here this is from the internet. No, this is not Dr. Gary Chapman rules for couples, but the last one is have a healthy argument. I think it's good to have healthy arguments.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, have a healthy argument.
Well, it's good not to keep everything inside, which I'm definitely prone to do.
Got any more rules before we finish
There's
up here?
so many more rules, but I'll give
We've
you a
got
break.
2 minutes. Go ahead. Give me one more rule. What's another rule?
Another rule is if you take the trash can out, you best not leave it out past the day that they come and pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
Even if it's raining, if it's snowing.
This is a suggestion more than a rule, but you're right.
But sometimes, you forget to bring the trash can.
Our trash comes on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, which I forgot this week. By the
I know
way.
you did. I'm not saying a word about it.
You left real early and I forgot to take it out.
But what drives me nuts is when I show up on Friday and the
it's still
trash
sitting
can's
out
still
there.
out there. I'm like, how many times do you guys drive? It's not just you.
No,
Every
I
single
know.
person in our household drives in that driveway, and everybody can get out and move the trash can. It's 10 feet
I know.
to the fence.
I know.
Okay, so that's a rule.
It is a rule, and it's probably a good one. I'm sure all these rules are good. They're just,
Okay.
hard to follow rules all the time.
I love you. I don't really think I have that many rules, but evidently I do.
Yeah, you do.
And appreciate it.
But if we didn't have rules,
We wouldn't be happy at all.
we would just be in chaos. So,
Any last words?
do you still love me?
I do. I love you. And just, thanks for listening, y'all. We always say for better or worse, it's better to be, the better is a lot more fun, I guess. Especially when we laugh and everything like that. But our next episode, are you ready?
Oh dear. See, I never know what it's going to be until he says it.
You don't?
No.
Our next episode, we both take medication.
Oh, all
Yeah, we're going to talk about
6 of us
medications,
take
doctors, getting
medication.
old, getting pills, our trials with the pharmacies, insurance companies, our kids' medication, our parents' medication, the need for medication, all that kind of fun stuff.
That's a good topic, babe.
We both take pills. Thanks for joining us, Marry Your Best Friend podcast. If you want to follow us along, share our YouTube channel. Actually, hit like if you enjoy.
Wow, look at you. You're like a real...
I'm going to try to get our social media count up to 50.
Wow.
I know.
That would be a milestone.
It would be. We'll celebrate. Celebrate the special
Celebrate
days.
the special days, that's right.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us on the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. I'm John. My beautiful wife, Suzanne, of 34 years, thinks that I have rules, but I don't.